We're crafting it. We're sending the currency converter because it's funny with this. All right. Axavar, Fate Thief, 4 mana 4/3 warp 1. Void at the beginning of your end step if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. This is the only thing that's probably ever going to get warped. Discard a card, then heist your opponent. So you have to discard a card. If you have no cards in your hand, you're not going to discard anything. The value is great there, I'm sure. But this is not anywhere near the same as Grenzo. This is Grenzo with extra steps for some reason. I don't know why this card got, like, existed in the first place, then got nerfed, then they decided to make what they felt maybe Grenzo should have been the first time, which was this, I guess. I don't know. It's just not great at all. Most of the Madness cards are not good. Most of the escape cards are not good. There's some interesting ones, Ox, Croxa. Just when you're discarding your own cards by force, you might as well try to make that valuable in some way. Treasures will trigger this, so just treasure generation is something that could be interesting. Notably, it's not lands. If it was lands, you'd be kind of happy. You'd play a lot more fetch lands than I'm playing, too. It'd be a little bit helpful. It's kind of extremely unfortunate that it doesn't say that, but it is what it is. Bunch of spot removal spells, because it doesn't have to be your permanent that left. And yeah, try to heist your opponents. This is in the midweek event, which is only space commanders, space hat commanders. So that's kind of the only place I believe this is going to do anything ever. Because if it's up against, like, Azusa, Vivi, well, just really anything that isn't part of the space set, then it's not looking too great. But we're really prepared for the Val matchup, I'll say that. Yeah, this seems like the only place I can make this maybe win a game. So, yep. Opponent doesn't have a 1-mana card either. Huh. Creation is another win condition. I'm going to play the... Yeah, we can play the fetch land. I don't need to find Blood Crypt. I can just find a swamp. Alright, Blood Crypt it is. I think this would shut down... I gotta be careful, because I have other fetch lands. Maybe I just get a swamp anyways, yeah. So, yeah, we just play this. Seems like the best thing. I could have went for a creation, but my opponent does have a fairly reliable way in which to blow up creation. So I probably just don't want to bother with that. We're going to make everything at least once. Or do everything at least once. Let's play this. I'm not going to go for my commander. Especially in a spot like this. I would love for them to cast a 2-mana spell. Okay, they do not. I will not exile anything. We have Graveyards Matters cards. Alright, they did cast a spell, and it's a really annoying one. Could have killed Felia instead of their commander, but I think this is fine. This demands they find something to do with Felia. That is not something to do with Felia. Still can't swing with it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, there has to be a combat trick then. Alright. Yep. Yep, there is most assuredly some kind of combat trick. Let's do that in this. I'm kind of interested in just straight up going for it. So I'm going to do that. So we put that in the graveyard, and we put this to my hand. Maybe Damnation is just a safe thing to put to my hand, because of the things that may or may not happen to me. I can adapt at instant speed, right? Yep. You have it. Oh, it is a combat trick. Yep, so it's something to defend their stuff with. Explains most of my opponent's decisions this game. Technically, they could still win this, because Ulamog's gone, but it's probably impossible. Oh, Pornit, what happened? I played around your cards and you got upset? What's wrong? I played around your protection spells for your creatures and you got upset? How dare I know what I'm doing? I played around everything, actually. I played that game perfectly. We played that game perfectly. And I'll hear no retort. Ancient Tomb, what does that do? Lets me bury it alive. I will bury it alive. Removes some pretty lame draws. Like you, and Croxa? We like that. Let's outright refuse to respect. Actually, I can still sort of respect it. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I'm not gonna flash back the treasure. All right, they got the red mana. Chose not to go for the thing, so I guess that means they don't have it. This is a bunch of random nonsense. All right, interesting. Maybe they just don't have the combo. That is a viable thing. I'm gonna be mana efficient. I am dying, so. Let's play you. Play out our commander for realsies. This is a bit painful here. Forage removal? On the Lotus Cobra? This is the weirdest game I've ever played. 1, 2... Gristlebrand's probably... Well, no, Croxa is just not part of this now. No, let's be real. Gristlebrand doesn't have to exist. Alright, come on. Literally the combo. Oh! Alright, we could take Bristly Bill. It doesn't do anything. Alright, we'll just take that card. Namely because it lets me re-roll. Sure. Sure. I love the just complete honest beats right now. This is kind of neat. What does this flip into? A 3/3? Oh boy. Alright, we block. And we keep our commander in the graveyard for Croxa. We play this. Get our token. Get a black here. Yeah. Alright. What does that do? I don't care. This feels really bad. Can I take a turn off and just cast... No, my opponent played a weird card. Because they played the thing they did specifically. Yeah, we're doing this. Yep. Because they played this last turn. If they did something else, maybe I cast Grief. Alright. They either weren't the combo or just didn't have it. I saw a lot of very strange cards, though, so... Opponent? You okay over there? How are you keeping a one-lander? What on earth is happening? What? Okay. They plotted that card, I guess. Okay, so we're a bit confused. I'm gonna just play this. Get rid of one of my lands. Probably could have done lesser there and got Mox. Or, oh, I didn't put Bobble in. Whoops. Yeah, you don't have every card in this event. You have to own them. So, we can just not cast our commander for a turn. This is an instant, and I have an Instant Madness card. So we're going to pass the turn here. The Dream. Come on, something to Fiery Temper. Ulamog, actually castable here. Plot. Do it. Plot. Yes. The value. So much value. Look at it. Look at that. Fiery Temper. Way to get there. That's right. Ooh. Oh, that's really enticing. Alright, either way, I'm doing it off the treasure. I'm not going to gift because they've been missing lands. So we're not going to gift. Captain Lannery Spaghetti and Plasma Bolt does not get there. I'm going to take that anyways, I don't care. Lightning Bolt. Weird Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, that's cheap. Let's just take that. Do I have access to this card forever? Yeah, I do, right? Okay. Is this the most insane thing of all time, or am I tripping? I didn't actually mentally register that card. Get rid of Feed the Swarm? I don't have a choice now. What is happening? Okay. Delirium? Creature, instant, sorcery, land. Okay, so I can swing for double striking damage here. Look, this is what I said needed to happen for this commander to work. It has to be the midweek thing. Let's just lightning bolt that. Not really the best lightning bolt ever, but it's fine. Oh, come on. Really? Lame. Get out of here. What are you doing? Well, hello there. No longer upset? Let's decline. No, let's just keep doing funny stuff. Let's just keep doing funny stuff. Another artifact or land. Okay, so that fundamentally doesn't do anything here. Sure. Well, I suppose I can discard that. Hey, currency converter, it's here. It's in play. It exists. Pushing the damage. Getting in there. Casting random cards. Alright, convert some currency. Oh, they're over it. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that I did not trigger my commander that turn. I thought I knew about last turn, but this turn I thought I triggered it. Well, opponent, you just kept your hand. You just clicked keep. There you go. Oh yeah, Bobble. Right, yeah, it could just be Bobble. Well, I will kill that. The only thing I can do. Alright, mana. Let's do this. Again, nothing else to do. Uro. Alright, we're losing to green cards. As is tradition. Starting to feel like real historic Brawl again. Oh no. Ancient Tomb. Does that change anything? Not... I mean, it lets me skip over my commander, I guess. Go right into final party. I don't know what the final parting is, though. Emperor of Bones into what? Gristlebrand? Grenzo? I could just put Grenzo into my hand, actually, and then put something with Escape or Flashback in the graveyard. Yeah, we could put Crocs in the graveyard. And then just put Grenzo to my hand. I'm okay with that. Well, Ancient Tomb let me catch back up. I skipped a turn. Or rather, I'm a turn ahead than I otherwise would be. Alright, they're over it. I don't know what my opponent thought I was going to do to them, but that's kind of a weird concession. Opponent? What? What? Oh. Okay. This hand makes me wish I had Faithless Looting in my deck. That is not normal. Sure. Rakdos Deft Gastronaut? That's a name. Another land. We like mana here. Let's... Oh, that's an instant. That's an instant. Let's chill. I mean, there are some things I would like to find there. Heist, but I could just heist at instant speed. This is good. The other two are extremely weird. So with a fetch land, I can make it... Oh, we can play this card, right, actually? I can actually just play that card in my deck for real, for real. That's interesting. Oh, the shrimp that makes food and stuff? No, I don't ever plan on playing that one. I'm not going to lie to you. That one is... Ugh. That one has some problems. That one has a lot of problems. I mean, you could just play the Balloon Man and have a functioning deck instead. That Lobster is... It might be the worst one. I don't know. There are some that are so bad that it might not matter which one's going to go the worst. But that is one of the worst ones. It's one of the worst commanders in the game. It's not as bad as Grax. Let's see. cast Commander, commit Sudoku with token. So swing with token, they can't block it. Oh wow. Hello. Hello. The disrespect from the opponent. The disrespect. Alright, random 4/4. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of combos with artifact red-white lobster shenanigans. I don't doubt that. This is not an elf, by the way. I have not once played against the lobster. Like, not a single time. So, another spot where I really wish I had... Final parting for next turn... And yeah, I'm not going to reanimate anything. You have a land? No? Apparently not. Okay. Things are looking decent. I can reanimate... Wow, I took out the... Ah, man, I took out Arden. No! Alright, random 4/4. Black market. You're up. That is notably not a second mana source. Or land. What? Okay. That's not... Oh, it is, okay. Alright, that was a thing? Sure. So... Final parting... Boom. Boom. And then just cast it? No, I don't want to cast it. There is no reason to cast it right now. Oh, there kind of is, though. There kind of is. Just to trigger my commander. I don't think I'm casting Reanimate this game. Yeah. Let's get rid of Reanimate. It's not likely to... Well, same with this. Okay, let's get rid of the removal spell because my opponent doesn't have a lot of crazy top deck creatures, like bombastic outs. So let's just do that. Yeah, I mean, it's Tanic without the ramp spells or whatever to cast or draw cards. I could still take out Davriel, actually. There's a bunch of stuff I could run instead of Davriel. I do like the value, though. 4-mana removal is nice. Sometimes. Speaking of 4-mana removal, because we're specifically against this commander, I'll keep this in. You don't care about Jin? Well, that's a 5-minute timeout. That is a 2-minute 2/2. Boop. Promox. I like my entire hand. I think every card in my hand has value. I'm gonna probably end up casting all of them. Do I cast Croxa? I don't think so. I think I'm leaving up Braid. Yeah. Especially because they displayed some kind of instant speed card there. Look at this thing. Look at it. It's so adorable. Oh, look at it. I can't kill this. I can't brutally murder this thing within a Braid. It's just such an awful thing to do. Alright, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Weasel. I'm gonna blow your face off, you know. Alright, so... again, no real reason to cast Croxa. So, I won't cast it. It's a mono-white creature deck. I can just keep casting burn spells. I don't need them to discard a card. That's just 4 dogs. Okay. That's just what that is. Well, that's bad. I don't mix it with anything, I just drink it. Mix it with ice. Let's play Shieldred and then assume my opponent doesn't have Swords of Plowshares, which they oh so clearly do. So this. Bank on Path of Exile. PoE 2. I feel like killing this is fine. Oh, look, I was right. Oh, I was right. Feels good. That does not have haste. Okay, they did not gain enough life to draw a card. Heisting is weird. Shieldred is pretty nice. I really wish I could get that last card out of my opponent's hand, though, and not die at the same time. Which doesn't seem to be the case, so... Journey is nice. Now we can maybe get that last card out of there. Yeah, I really want to do that. I think that is a very good idea. And it was. Alright. I'm going to journey the commander so it can't swing and stuff. Can I cast Croxa? I can. They have to play this last card here. Oh, they drew another one. Never mind. Tragic. Okay. This is where we try to stabilize. Those dogs were nuts. Okay. Really? How do you not swing with your commander? I completely disagree with this. But alright. Yeah, no, you should have, in every single way, shape, and form, should have swung with this. Block that, take lethal. Block there. Take that. Okay. Looks like we're dead. Okay. Never mind. Please don't top deck any good cards. Huge. Don't think they're gonna sack that. They did. Alright. Oh, don't have the flying thing. I was also just dead to the attack. What? Oh, opponent, no! You blew it. No. Tragic. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. Opponent had that, and then they didn't. Say goodbye to Cruel Claw. K-Command is actually really good here. And this is good with Croxa. Worm Coil. I mean, not upset with that later. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with losing 3 life if it comes down to it. What does this actually do? Nothing. Okay. Sure. Bone Saw. Let's get a red. Windmill Slam the Commander. I don't even like losing my hand here, but I guess untapping with it is a worthwhile endeavor. I will blow this up. Opponent does not station. Okay, never did. So, damage, shatter. Play this as a land. Heist. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, that's a card. There's nothing I can do. I can kill my own command or creature. No, that seems really stupid. Alright. Sure. They get Mirror Enforcer. I will kill that. Okay. Let's kill that. Oh, it has counters on it. Ugh, why does it have counters on it? Ugh. This game is dumb. What does that do? I can reanimate Croxa to take a second card. I can just cast Derevi. Okay, that's kind of lame. I can just reanimate Emery to mill more cards, especially with Proxa. I just want that out of my hand. Okay, that worked out. I'm gonna trade with my commander. That's just straight up Unctus. Okay. That is straight up Unctus. Swing, swing, block. Sweet. I just top decked lethal. Look at that. They actually recast it too. Let's just get my phone. Cool. Alright, well the Wormcoil didn't do anything. The Underworld Breach, at any point I was falling behind, probably could have catapulted me right back into it. But, yeah, Kolaghan's Command, kinda gross in an artifact, against an artifact opponent. Oh look, a card better than all slivers combined. No way. Weird, doesn't get a Triome. How do you not have anything on that turn? That's insane. They didn't have anything, but they binned Cold Steel Heart then. Like, what? All Surveillance, no try. That just seems really wrong. I do not agree at all. Let's put that in the bottom there. Give ourselves a chance to mill giant stuff, I guess. Alright. Really slow from the opponent there. Like, just as an opener. I'm gonna gift a card here. Sliver Overlord, Thrumming Hive Pool, Chromatic Orrery. Let's take that card, because I can actually play it, and that's really good. Can't keep the black market, but maybe they don't mill it? I don't know. Alright, they milled it. Should probably just play Sliver Overlord. Gain control of target sliver, and search your library for a sliver. It makes the most sense to play it here. Yeah, just all Surveil lands, no Triomes. That's kind of nuts. Wait, how do you not cast the... That's crazy. What? 5? Okay. I mean, I guess you can make that work. Grim Tutor's nice. Again, mills, sure. They can probably do that one more time, and they probably will do it one more time. Alright, so now I guess they can just tap and find 2 slivers and hit me for a lot of damage. I feel like you should hit me for a lot of damage. Just tutor up a haste sliver. That's not a haste sliver. Just decided not to do that, sure. Alright, they're drafting one of the things, sure. Have to do the same. Alright, they have Gaia's Cradle now. Great. Great. It's has a lot of potential, but my opponent is gonna kind of run out of stuff here. I don't know, I'm just going for a haste sliver. I'm just hitting my opponent for 20. Toxic Deluge. Well, it's... I can cast this and my commander? No, I can't. Alright, so we just cast this then? Yeah, I gotta cast this one because they have indestructible slivers. I don't want to get into trouble for no reason. Alright, yeah, that could have actually killed them. But like I said, they were probably going to do it one more time, and they did. They can't get a shock land. Do you have any basics? Alright, I didn't think so, yeah. They didn't have any basics, they can't cast their commander. Ozolith is nice. It lets you retain all of the Tezzeret counters. So that's pretty cool, I guess. This thing, yeah. Ragavan is probably worth just dashing. No, I don't like that, because I'm going to have to keep dashing it. No, we're just going to rip the band-aid off and cast it for real. I don't want to keep recommitting that. And I also just don't like... It's not even that great against my opponent. So maybe just taking the treasures is just okay. I don't know. I have to trade. Yeah. I think my opponent's creature is a little bit better than mine in this spot. There's so many things Ragavan does not do here in this matchup. Oh, I forgot they could crew. I completely forgot they could crew. Alright, so that's embarrassing. Alright, Gristlebrand. I'm not really interested in griefing my opponent, so I'm not going to. Very few, if any, cards my opponent could have actually interact with my Saga. Yeah, I've played this quite poorly so far. Look, I said I was rooting for the Tezzeret player. I'm just doing things. It's reverse paid actor. We're in reverse paid actor mode. Command. Pirate? Drix sounds cooler. Do I cast K-Command? Not right now. Actually, I should right now. 2 damage artifact. So... blow that up. 2 damage here. This is probably a good idea. At this point, I should also grief my opponent. Yeah, I should probably do that. Scrap Trawler. Well, let's get rid of that. And we have Gristlebrand, but we can't activate it. Vexing? Nope. Okay. That's funny. Doesn't do anything. Do I go to 1? Why would I ever go to 1 here? I feel like that's not right. Let's just play this. Alright, it's all about the top deck here. And it's a colorless deck, so I don't know if there's anything they could possibly draw that's really good here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to assume this card is not useful, because I haven't cast it yet. They're probably thinking about what Tezzeret could find. I don't know. Okay, they pick up the Scrap Trawler. Nothing in the graveyard matters right now. I would keep Tezzeret a creature here. I would not move that equipment. Opponent moves the equipment. Probably not the best idea. Bitter Triumph. Let's just take the Ancient Tomb as an option here. I am kind of curious what that card in my opponent's hand is. What would make you think this long? You've convinced me to make a move. It was a Wormcoil Engine. Alright, now it's gone. Let us take 2, because we're not dead on board. Well, none of that matters. I'll just take a redraw. I mean, Ghost Vacuum can technically matter in 20 years. Still technically have maybe some top decks that are good here. I'm not sure. But, I mean, notably, I'm just not dead on board, so... That doesn't matter. Probably have to just look for a card. I don't even think you can make a construct. They do not make a construct. You can have the Ulamog. I don't care about that. Now they can't swing with Palladium Mirror because you need it alive. Yeah, that's not a good idea. You needed that alive. Alright, well with all that mana gone, now there's just like less than nothing that's castable. I just can't really do anything anymore. They also killed my commander. I'm probably killing the party threat. Well, because Gristlebrand, I guess the amount of cards I'm drawing is just irrelevant. I love how I can't swing at it when it's a creature. Could just take the Buried Alive. What's in my graveyard? Ulamog's already in my graveyard. Could get Croxa. Let's just take Dark Ritual. And then swing. There's some game-winning draws. I did not hit any. Oh, okay. Apparently the first 7 was enough? I don't know. Kind of weird to play it that long with Gristlebrand in play. If you untap with it and you're smacking your opponent, it's over. But I've had my fill of this. Okay, so in the midweek thing, this is actually doing stuff because you know what you're playing against, right? So you can kind of tune your deck for the exact matchups. Again, if you just look at the list available, you can see that. Does it just let me choose? Okay, yeah, I can just go that way. This is the roster, right? These are the things you can play against, and that is it. There are no other options, and 99% of them are going to be probably the same 10 or so. Like, you're not really ever going to see someone play this thing, right, or this thing. So it's kind of the ones that are solid to play. So let's just count them. Like 1, 2, I wouldn't even really consider this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes this one, you could throw it in there. 9, 10. Sometimes this one, 11. So there's anywhere from, let's say, 11 to 13, like, truly playable, quote-unquote playable things that will have a solid chance at winning in the midweek thing. And of all of those ones, this isn't too bad against those, right? You're just not seeing Azusa Strip Mine all day and stuff like that. So it works. You're not as strong as the best things in the format, but when your opponents are not mainstay Historic Brawl players, so they don't have a Historic Brawl collection, they're going to have weaker decks. And B, not everyone is super knowledgeable about Historic Brawl and what is or isn't, like, important and, like, what are considered good. Even if they have access to good cards, they might not be familiar with the format. Having an entire fully collected account, you might still not know how to build a Historic Brawl deck because, you know, you only play for the midweek thing. Just a lower power thing in general. Not every commander is like that, though. Like, some players actually had... Like, I played against someone who literally had a Scythus deck with the do-nothing green-white commander, and it just stomped me because it was just green-white Enchantress with no commander. Who needs one? Actually, you could just play it inside of your deck. So, something to consider there. For what this was doing, it takes way too much for this to do anything, and even when it does the thing, it doesn't always hit something crazy. You can't even get the card, like, for free if it was like a 1 or 2 drop or something like that. Like, Renzo makes it free if it's 3 or down and stuff. This just doesn't do any of that. I don't think I warped this ever. It's kind of impossible to warp this in Commander, so it doesn't really even exist as a line of text most of the time. I did like the card advantage. Like, drawing cards, just discard them feels bad, but you can't really rely on your commander to win anything. Heisting your opponent's deck doesn't just automatically lead to you heisting game-winning cards, so you're probably still gonna somewhat rely, or mostly rely, on your own cards to win the game. So it's not really something to feel too bad about with, like, cards. Oh, I'm drawing cards. I have Phyrexian Arena, I have Palantir, but then this wants me to discard. It doesn't really matter because card advantage is still card advantage. It doesn't feel bad to discard something to this ability most of the time. Sometimes you can't even trigger it. I had it in play and it just didn't do anything because I just straight up couldn't void. I just couldn't do it. Again, lands don't work, and I was like, oh, I could kill my own creatures, I guess, and then lose a card out of hand to kill my creature, lose the creature, discard a card, another card, not the removal spell I just cast, just to heist my opponent seems really dumb, and I never went for that line. I really enjoy the other black-red value things. I said black-wid value things. Like, what is it? Instead of final partying for Reanimate Gristlebrand, there is now, which I hadn't really considered, was final party Ulamog Emperor of Bones. So you could put this in the graveyard and then reanimate it with Emperor of Bones. Arden could come in here as like some value engine thing, but Virtue of Persistence never really did anything, and I'd probably just prefer my giant expensive spell to have relevant text at some point that matters more, like this. But Arden's okay. I never got Currency Converter to do anything, so rip on that card. I don't know if there's that much I would play in this deck different if I was playing normal Historic Brawl and not the midweek thing. I feel like this is just about where I would go anyways. So that's a positive, I suppose. The black-red value deck plan is pretty solid. I don't feel like I'm trying to do a aggro beatdown thing, but you probably could. And then when you swing with your creatures, if any die in combat, or just having one die on purpose in combat, you could trigger this. So there's probably some kind of beatdown strategy you could play with this commander. I will say I never felt like I got to the mana to Godo Helm, which is 11. I don't think that ever really happened, so I ended up taking that out. I felt like games were going to last quite a while, and they did. They did. It wasn't like games... Actually, I don't think there were really any games I played that were decided turn 2 because my opponent had Llanowar Elves and then cast Cultivate and it was over. I don't think that happened a single time, which was nice, because when that stuff happens, you're going to need a 1-mana interactive spell for your opponent's 1-mana ramp spell. You just have to. Like, that's just the format. It's just where it is. You know, if you're on the draw, you're going to really need a 1-mana card. If you're on the play, you know, you have a 2-mana removal spell that could do something, but outside of that, it's like, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. If your opponent plays Utopia Sprawl Cultivate, it's like everything you're trying to do after that, you're just too slow at this point. Your opponent could just get away with a lot of things. They don't even have to be creature-based things, and if they are, if you're having to cast your removal spells before you cast your 4-mana commander, just to stay in the game by killing your opponent's stuff that they're racing out, then you have less cards that actually trigger this. Although you'll have more cards to cast because you're not discarding cards constantly to this thing. I would kind of consider this a Graveyard Matters deck. So I could probably play slightly more things that care about the graveyard. You could probably play Zombify or just some kind of Reanimate that isn't just Reanimate. Persist could maybe come in here too. The discarding your own cards, you're going to really want to to offset that loss of value in a extremely high power level format that this is. But all in all, it was solid in the midweek thing. I cannot imagine, nor am I remotely interested in playing this normally in the non-weekly thing, and I would not recommend anyone play it in the non-weekly thing. The one time I played against it, it just sat there, looked at me, and my opponent exploded. So that's all. That's what I have for you. And, yep. Bonus real time. Okay. Defense of the Heart does it. Opponent doesn't play the game. Sure, let's play this. Primal Command. That's another way to find it. That is another way to find it, so let's keep that. Analyze? So I don't need more green. Not really need more red either, but we'll just play this. I could have just cast Primal Command. Could have just done that. I don't know. Okay. That's not quite what I'm looking for, but I will cast it. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have swung. It wasn't free anymore. Their 2/2 has menace. That was not a free attack. That's funny. I can kind of get whatever I want. So I will put the win condition to my hand. Right? Yeah, most assuredly. I don't think it really matters what land I put away, right? Yeah, it doesn't. They can't interact on my turn because of the Kutzil, so that is a game. They just can't cast spells on my turn. Oh wow. Alright, well, looks like I top decked the best card ever. My opponent found a way to interact on my turn. This is a safety measure, I guess. Another safety measure? I think I'm over it, though. I don't need that. Did I just win? Is this a turn 3 win? No, I don't have a way to gain... Oh, yes I do. What am I talking about? This is a turn 3 win. Forgot about the Ajani's welcome. That's right. Oh, that's good. We like these. Can't say I've done that yet. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to gamble for the combo piece. And then play... Do I cast Gamble? If I don't cast Gamble, why is it in my deck? I could just find, because I'm ways out from comboing anyways, I could just look for a something else here. Yeah, let's just look for a way to find it. That way I don't lose it if I get countered. Where are you? Green Sun Zenith? How do I... Don't worry, opponent. I'm trying my best. Is Green Sun Zenith not in my deck? Am I just dumb? How is it not in my deck? There it is. Alright. Also, they can't counter me. They're not actually blue. Kind of a really strange use of Fatal Push, especially on my, like, their turn. They just decided to do that. It's kind of weird. We could just play Fetch Land. I can cast my Commander the first time, because it's not going to matter for a bit. I can just easily recast it. I don't think Val's the best commander. I wouldn't say it's the best one of the bunch. It's definitely one of the scariest ones and plays the fastest games. Probably the easiest to put together as well. So maybe it is the best. Because you don't have to think about anything, you just put it together real quick. Okay, so if I had a way to do the thing, we'd be fine. Wait, I do. Is it scry? Whenever you scry. Alright, so we win? Is this another... No, last game was a turn 2 win. This is a turn... No, it's a turn 3? Why am I struggling with this? This is a turn 4 win. To be quite honest, my opponent did have the answer to this in the form of Fatal Push. They just used it and lost because they used it. Whenever it becomes tapped, proliferate. Mm-hmm. Swords of Plowshare is interesting. Am I playing my commander? Yeah, I can play my commander, it's fine. I don't have to play Gene Pollinator. Burgeoning. Perilous Landscape. Okay. Thrumming Bird. Leaving up 1 mana still. Pass. Okay. Tapped land's kind of sad here. But I can just keep chilling. I think I can just keep chilling. They tapped the landscape instead of finding red mana with it, which is really weird. They also have some kind of thing that's instant speed. Alright, there it is. Found it. Alright, so we now win? Because my opponent did a whoopsie-dipsy. 1, 2, 3. Yep. That's what we call the old oopsie-doopsie. I could have played this land, but I can maybe hold on to it to trigger gaining life. Now what? Alright, now I kind of really wish I did play this. Oh well. It's still fine. Let's play you. Play you. Yeah, we're gonna do this. would be astonished if you blocked that. Oh. Alright, so Thought Partition is interesting. Search for Glory, the combo piece. I would still need another land in play. Alright, kind of ugly. I'm still going to do this. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Alright, so none of that matters, which means we can just play our commander. So red and green, sure. Yeah, I'm going to need triple green. Actually, wait. Play that, do that. No, let's just get this out. Let's just get this out. Yeah, I saw Opposition Agent. Anything to keep, like, fetch lands in line, I'm alright with it. Send it. I say send it. So, there are some things that let me win instantly, but not a lot of them. There's very few. That would just die to the 2/3. I don't think... It's not getting Death Touch or anything. They're still interested in attacking with it. Is there something I don't know? No, it's not doing anything fancy. When something dies... Yeah. Okay, so I only have one white source. I could play this, actually. Yeah, we play this, and then we Archdruid's Charm to win next turn. For next turn. Imagine my opponent had Opposition Agent right now. That'd be a complete shame. An absolute tragedy. Nah. I'll just gain infinite life anyways. Deal infinite damage. Okay, for some reason my opponent by the 8th remaining life point conceded, but not the first 20.